Here at Glenford College, we have noticed that new members make small mistakes that would end up hindering the robot's performance, and it could also damage the gear being used. So we decided to make a short film demonstrating some of the things new members do wrong and solutions to these problems. Here we have an example of a robot that does not have any bearing blocks and the axles can spin freely. Here we have an example of a robot that does have bearing. This is an example of a piece of metal that has been used without a bearing block, and the oval is caused by axles moving up and down and digging. Bearing blocks have small pins on them that keep it central in the holes and stop the axles from moving around. It also stops the gears from moving away from each other so they don't skip and twist the axles.
One of the results of gear skipping is corkscrewing of axles, as seen here from a nothing but net robot.
We have also found that if axles are too long, when under load, there is a tendency for them to bend permanently. Here we have an example of an unsupported axle that could eventually bend or twist from the gear skipping. We can stop this from happening by shortening the axle and bringing the metal supports as close together as possible, or by adding another piece of metal to provide support in the middle. Notice the gears didn't skip when under load. We have an example of an axle that has been bent under load.
When a 393 motor is used and the wires leaving the motor are bent too sharply, the insulation sometimes breaks and causes short circuits. This is avoided by gentle curves of the motor wires. This is an example of a reasonable curved wire. Labeling motors is useful to avoid confusion between different motor RPMs due to different internal gear ratios. We use TB for turbo, SP for speed, and unlabeled for torque. We also put the month and year we buy the motors on the top. This allows us to keep newer motors for competition use. Loose wiring often gets caught in the moving parts on the robot. Here is an example of a wire that has been caught in between two gears. This problem can be avoided with the wise use of cable ties. There is a danger of these particular wires being sucked into the gears and ripped apart because they were not cable tied appropriately.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope it helps you as you build your VEX robots.